Good morning. I'm Stultz, author of Trifocals, One Man's View. And I'm going to, in this video, give you a quick background on me and my reading and my writings. And I'm going to put a face to the name. And I have several faces. Chapter 2, Beyond Faces. Ron Stultz, author of Trifocals, One Man's View. About me, uh, I graduated from Virginia Military Institute. I have a degree in electrical engineering, but my work career I was doing computer hardware and software design, and focusing primarily on interfaces between systems, where I had to build the hardware, design the hardware, and build it, and then write computer code to make it work with the rest of the systems. I have written a lot of computer code over the years, including several applications. I served almost 2 years in the U.S. Army as a lieutenant. I was stationed in South Korea during the Vietnam era or time, and I was there as a high-altitude defense artillery lieutenant. And the idea was to keep North Korea from invading the South during the Vietnam War. We were not able to fight two wars at one time, so I was there. That's an overview of me. I'm married, I have 4 grown children, and I'm retired, and I'm 78 years old. Chapter 3, Reading. Since I grew up in a lower middle class family, I didn't have a lot of money for books. I didn't read a lot of books when I was a child. I had friends who would lend me books, and I did get some books from the library, but primarily what I remember was reading articles out of magazines, and I did read the complete Tom Swift series of books, which was about a kid who had an atomic submarine or built this or that and had adventures. At VMI, I had various roommates of one type or another, disciplines. Some studied economics, some were English majors, but college was full of books, and that's when I started reading heavily. Although an engineer, I was interested in lots of different topics and subjects, and I read a little bit of everything there, and that continued. When I was in Korea, there was a small bookstore on the compound that I was stationed in, and you could buy just about any book for $1, and I continued to buy a lot of books and read them there, from short stories to novels. And as strange as it might sound, for the last 20 years or so, I have periodically bought and read all of the Pulitzer Prize winning novels and nebulous science fiction award winners. It comes in hunks. I will buy 10 years at a time, and then I read them, and then I might have a lull where I read a lot of technical articles or something, but then I'll read the next 10 years worth of award winners. People have given me books over the years. I have given other people plenty of books over the years. So I'm fairly well read. I don't know a lot about international authors or their writings. Some, but not much. That's my reading experience. Chapter 4, Writing. Again, obviously I have been writing for a long time. I'm 78 years old. Writing started in college. There was a literary magazine published, or a booklet published there, and I wrote my first piece at about age 20. It was called Satori, which is actually Zen Satori. and is describe awareness of enlightenment. My particular article is not about anything enlightening other than the awareness of time. Since then, over the years, I have written periodically. I was told once that if you wanted to be exact about something you're thinking about, you needed to write it down. You needed to word it. And the idea was a lot of times you'll have thoughts and they're big cloudy things. And it's like looking at a cloud and saying, wow, that looks like an elephant or that looks like something else. That's okay to say it looks like that, but you need to write it down, and that's what I did over the years on various topics, what I want to call muses. And that's continued. Usually it was driven out of some emotional quandary. But I also started writing short stories over the years. Uh, I think perhaps some idea would come to mind and I would write. It wouldn't be just a muse, it would be an entertainment sort of article. Trifocals One Man's View is a compilation of 50 years worth of muses and short stories. Um, it's like a piece of computer code or several or lots of pieces of computer code that I've written over the years, and the idea is the first thing when you write computer code, you get it to work first. It has a specific goal, and you get it to work first. And then you go back, and because space is a requirement, you start making it smaller and smaller. It still continues to work, but you shrink the size of it. You cut it up into modules or chapters, however you want to think about it. And you keep doing that, and then you start refining it. You can take pieces out, move them around, shrink it, make it more elegant, as I want to call it, elegant, and it becomes more mathematical type in nature. I've used some of those techniques in my writing because that's what I was writing initially. The most of was computer code, so there might be some bleed over from that. Anyway, Trifocal's One Man View, their central focus and purpose of publishing was to share. I have a website, ronstultz.com, and I have writings on there that I share as well as lots of other stuff. Anyway, that is a thumbnail of what Trifocal's One Man View is about. It is muses where I think about something and ask questions, and there are also short stories, and those hopefully entertain or engage. This is my first attempt. I can't guarantee that it doesn't have bugs in it. Computer code, anything manufactured or produced has bugs in it. It just does, and over time it gets refined and fixed product. Thank you for any kind of review or looking at the book, and hopefully it will be just the first one. I have tons of more writings that need to be shrunk and refined and put into a version that can be consumed by other people, understood, and perhaps convey a proper message. Anyway, Ron Stultz, thank you for all your consideration.